Hello everyone, I'm Carrie the Hyped Up Hufflepuff, and today I am covering the books that I read in the month of November. I'll be honest, it's a very short list, and I'm trying out a new setting today with my camera, new camera placement and everything, so bear with me. I kind of just didn't feel like setting the entire thing up and wanted to see if this would work. So far, I'm not really liking the lighting, but you know, it's one video, so meh. I only have 4 books to cover for this wrap-up, 3 of which are part of a series, but I figured I'd go ahead and do a quick wrap-up anyway. It's not gonna hurt anyone. I realized that part of the issue with the lighting was that there was none. I didn't have any lights on, so go me. I was going through a bit of a reading slump and also had a lot going on. I ended up going to 2 different funerals in November alone, plus everything going on with the holidays, and it honestly was just not a good month, so that's part of why I didn't really get a lot read. That being said, the first thing that I want to discuss is the Hunger Games trilogy. It's kind of one of my comfort read series, basically Harry Potter and the Hunger Games, but I knew I was going to be reading Harry Potter in December, so I went ahead and decided to reread The Hunger Games again for the 3rd or 4th time this year. I honestly don't even know anymore. These have been talked about to death, so I'm not really going to say much about them, but if you perhaps are one of the few people who haven't read them yet, I will say that they are worth checking out. They're kind of the whole reason that the whole young adult dystopian thing took off for a little while and is kind of still hanging on a little bit. I recommend them to anyone. They're better than Divergent, they're better than the Selection series, they're better than most of the other dystopian young adult series in existence, in my opinion, if not all of them. I'm a huge fan. I have reread them just this month 3 or 4 times, but in general, I've lost count. I love them so much. I think the characters are wonderful and diverse. The settings are lovely. That being said, it is very much a young adult series with young adult plot twists and things like that, but it's still extremely enjoyable to read, and it doesn't alter the integrity of the story itself. So if you are someone who is still hanging on, not sure whether they should read the series for some reason, or someone who's only seen the movies, then definitely read the books if you have the time and inclination. They are much better than the movies, I will say that. The book I want to discuss is a book called If on a Winter's Night a Traveler by Italo Calvino, and I have never read a book like this before in my life. I might say this, might have said that before in a hyperbolic sense, but I genuinely have never read anything like this in my life. It's a little bit chaotic, but in a wonderful way. It's like whimsical chaos, I think is the best way that I could put it. I would try to explain the premise to you, but I feel like it would only take away from the book. I gave it 5 stars, and I kind of feel like this is one of those books that it's better to go in kind of not knowing what you're getting into. Otherwise it sort of takes away from it a little, but I greatly enjoyed it. I was laughing out loud even when I was sitting home alone in my apartment at some points, was genuinely moved. I love the language. Oh my god, his use of language is beautiful and like made me borderline emotional at some points. I thought it was wonderful. I've never read anything by Italo Calvino before. My boyfriend lent me this book just, you know, on the off chance that I might like it. He said it sounded like something that I might find interesting, and boy did I. It's so very good. And yeah, I strongly recommend checking it out sometime. 5 stars through and through. I'd probably give it more if I could. Again, not much more I can say without potentially ruining the story or ruining the whimsy for people, But if you stumble upon a copy, I'd recommend getting it. It's a very short book. It's 260 pages, not long at all. I finished it in one sitting, and it's worth the read. That being said, that is the end of my November wrap-up. I know that was so much to cover. And was totally worth making a video for. I probably should have just waited and done a combination video for November and December, but oh well. It should at least be a short one. Anyway, I hope that all of you are having a wonderful holiday season, regardless of if you celebrate, what you celebrate, what you have going on in your life. I hope that you are having a wonderful time and that you're staying safe out there. And I'm going to try and update as often as I can, regardless of how hectic my life is. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, love yourself. And I'll talk to you soon.